Well, here we are, Clark, once again back in the tasting bothy. It's good to be back
Yes,
for
we are.
holiday.
Yes, and you're
And
looking as brown as a berry, I have to admit. You look like you've been fighting with a tin of boot polish, and it won.
well, aye, cherry blossom. Tan coloured. Tan coloured cherry blossom, that's what it was. So, as you'll see from the bottom of our wee ticker tape, Clark, it's a night where we're going to celebrate Rosebank. It's their first birthday for the reawakened Rosebank. We opened on the 7th of June
Yep.
last year, and in fact, the 8th of June was my first shift in Rosebank on
There
the
you
it was
go.
a Saturday, obviously. So tonight we're going to, I got given these drams for the birthday for us to celebrate their birthday, and I've shared them with you, split them half and half, so we've got them here. So tonight we're going to have the 32-year-old Rosebank, which was part of the legacy stock laid down back in 1993.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to try a rare 1989 vintage Rosebank, a 33-year-old, which is a distillery exclusive. You can't buy it anywhere else other than at the distillery. So it's just fantastic. It's been an amazing year.
Yep.
It's been a lot of hard work. But it's been so much fun. So to be able to celebrate the birthday with you today, I think is just going to be fantastic. So
Oh,
two great drams. Let's see how they go.
aye. I'm more than happy to be doing this.
So our first one, as I said, is our 1993 legacy stock Rosebank 32-year-old. Again, you'll see very, very traditional Rosebank. I know you've got a couple of Rosebank bottles at home,
And
and
they're very
so
pale, that's right.
recognise that golden colour that
That's
we've
right.
got, and I just think the nose on this is just lovely. The first thing that hits me is the pear drops.
Oh, it's nice. It's very fruity, it is.
It is very fruity, wee bit of vanilla, wee bit of apricot in there, citrusy zestiness,
All
all
of
these
these
kind of
things, yes.
things.
All of these things,
You can understand why it was called the King of the Lowlands.
yeah. Uh-huh.
It's quite buttery as well.
So,
You know what I mean? I don't know
I know
how to
exactly
describe that.
I know exactly what you mean. Yes, I know exactly what you mean by
It's
that.
like you've melted butter into a pan just
Yeah.
before I would add my. When I'm making a cheesecake at home, I
Yeah.
normally melt the butter in the pan,
Mhm.
and then you add your digestive biscuits and you mix them in to get that consistency for the base. That's what this
Yes.
smells like.
Uh-huh.
It's got that biscuity, buttery, zesty, vanilla, pears, everything that I just love in a dram.
I think that sums it up very well. It does, aye.
This is obviously as well just picked up an award, a gold award at New
Right.
York. So,
Mhm.
yep. Evening, Tony. Welcome to the buffet.
Well, it's Tony with us, isn't he? I need to have a look and see if I've
So just
switched that on.
sharing with Clark. Obviously, this is our first birthday at
Mhm.
Rosebank. I was given a couple of drams to celebrate the birthday. I've split them between Clark and I so that we can experience this together and I share it with my buddy and see how we go. On the nose, though, we've got a right creamy, apricot vanilla, pears, and just absolutely stunning.
Oh, it's your
Dram.
brother-in-law and beers as well.
Yep, my brother-in-law's just joined us.
Gordon.
Evening, Gordon.
Even Gordon.
So, smells beautiful. So we get a wee
It
taste
does.
of this. Let's have a wee
It
sip
smells
of it.
lovely. It really is, aye. I have to admit, it's a lovely, lovely smell.
Oh, it's quite a mouthful actually, Clark, when you get it. And wow, is it white peppery? That's pepper. It's only 47.6% ABV, but it's got a lovely warmth and heat to that.
That is really, really nice. Mm-hmm.
Donny looks like he's on the wine.
I might be a wee bit crazy tonight or something to me, and you're probably going to say this is nuts, but I thought it tasted a bit salty when I put it in my mouth at first.
I wouldn't disagree with that. It's got a saltiness to it.
Oh, aye. That surprised me.
It's definitely got a gingeriness to it.
Mm-hmm.
That heat that comes from it.
Yeah, sure.
It's like a pinch of somebody's put spices into it and spiced it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a medium finish to it. There's no length to it really, Clark. It's not short, but it's not a long thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've got a mouthful of pineapples though. It's like that tin pineapples.
All right.
So I got that saltiness that you were talking about. I do get that saltiness that's there. It is quite. You feel your tongue. You could have a drink as if you had a bit of sea salt in it.
It is, eh? Mm-hmm.
It's a million miles away for sherry bombs that we've been trying.
It is. That's right. It certainly is.
Few weeks. It is.
Mm-hmm. And normally I would say to you that when I smell there's a nice sherry bomb there, I go, oh, this is my kind of whiskey. But this is actually really, really nice. Really nice.
It is one to savour.
It is.
I tell you what else I'm getting on that finish is honey. It leaves a honey and right just here at the back, just a thing a bit of the back of my tongue. And I'm also getting a wee hint of this sounds strange, but it's as if I've got a wee hint of smoke or charredness.
Oh, I get that.
Right.
Yes, I get that. I do get that. Yes,
that's quite strange. It's got a charred note in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not smoky or peaty.
No,
but there's a
burnt kind of charred. I know what you're saying.
To be 32 years old, it's not particularly woody.
No.
You would think it would be in the cask all that amount of time that you would get that oaky woodiness to it, but it's not got that.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find my pen. Here, it's here. I'll go and put some scores in.
I'm scribbling away here as we're doing this because it is very, very nice. Yeah, it's good. What's Tony drinking tonight?
It looks like he's on a Chateau Montanella. So I take it that's a wine. I take it
it's a wine. I was thinking that exactly.
It's a white wine. A white wine he's on. Just think the nose of that is. Now, before I finish this, I'm going to put a wee drop of water in that. Like
yes, you've warned me about this, so I've come pre-armed.
So I'll just put a tiny wee spot in. Oh, it just lifts it in the nose a wee bit, Clark. Oh, it becomes so much greener. Really green grassy. Oh, wow.
Here you come.
It's an Irish whiskey that's finished in a Chateau Montella in the Napa Valley Zinfandel wine glass.
That sounds nice.
It will be, aye.
Yeah, that sounds nice. I think I may like that.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, you're right. That has changed. That has really changed the nose.
Have you looked at the legs on the glass?
Oh, aye. Uh-huh. Yeah, absolutely.
And it has It's a lot lighter and a lot fresher with that little bit of water in it.
It is, yeah. It is, yes.
It becomes more peary and more. It's got a kind of jasmine-y type
Good.
nose to that.
Yeah, I get that.
Oh, and it's far more lighter on your tongue. The palate is creamier and smoother. It becomes sweeter, Clark.
It is, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's remarkable with one spot of water. Yeah, that's lovely.
I did say a wee bit of water would make a difference.
You did, aye? Uh-huh. I didn't realise quite how little water would make such a big difference.
And it makes that finish more vibrant. And there's a wee hint of mint.
Yeah, that's what it is. Mm-hmm.
It's got a minty freshness.
It has got a.
That's quite uncanny. It's quite uncanny, that.
Yes, that's quite strange, but yes, you're right. Mm-hmm. I'll just write that down.
Now, I know I get the opportunity to review these, well, to share some of these drams when I'm on the Revered tour. This is one of the things. So this is a new one to me, because this is a new tour I'm going to be doing, and once I get back to work next week. So I've not done a Revered tour, so this is my opportunity to evaluate this 32-year-old and maybe share some of this. So it's great, because I'm taking my notes and I'm writing down what I've got. And what I'm getting, because I think that's a great dram. That I can understand why that's won awards. Wouldn't it surprise me that? But this is the first time me tasting this 32-year-old along myself. So I've not had that opportunity yet. I've got one obviously to taste for my thing. So we've got here. Tony's asking to save some for me. Unfortunately, it's gone. It's gone. So my apologies. Yeah. So I'm going to let you go first, Clark, and I'm going to let you score it.
Right. Well, what I'm doing is I'm putting my score, my total down, because that is a remarkably good whiskey. So I'm going to have to come up there. Oh, I see. Right. Well, I've given it 24s all across the board, because it is exceptionally good. Right. So that comes out a 96 at the bottom. So that's a bit more than 9.5. Not quite 10, but more than 9.5.
Yeah. Well, I've actually scored it. I've scored it 24s all across the board. As well. Yeah,
it's a lovely whiskey. It really is. Aye.
It is. I'm struggling to be honest where to find the fault in it, but that's how I've scored it. It's really strange, because we do all these tastings all the time, and we've had some great drams. I think I've only ever given one 100, but it was a sherry bomb that I just loved. I thought it was a great dram. But you never know. We've got another one to have a go at.
Another one?
We never know. This one here might actually top that, but I'm the same as you. I've given it a 96. I think it's a remarkable dram. That
it is.
And, it
really is, right.
So
the only thing wrong with that,
there wasn't enough of it.
There wasn't enough
I needed some more. Yep. Yes, definitely. And I would agree with you.
That was a broad dram. I'm going to have a wee drink of water now, just to.
Well, I'm going to do the same, because I'm going to cleanse my palate just before we get into this next one. because the next one we're going to review is our Distillery Exclusive.
Yeah.
So the last one, as I said, was a 1993 from our legacy stock. So we laid down three, a 30, 31 and 32-year-old. They all came from our legacy stock that were, put in the cask back in 1993 when the distillery closed. This one here that we're going to have is a 1989 vintage Rosebank Distillery Exclusive. It's 33-year-old. Again, 47.6 ABV. And I'll let it speak for itself.
I'm looking forward to this.
Now, well, again, colour is just a wee bit darker than the one that we had before, just slightly darker.
Okay.
In it. Right. Not a lot.
Not a lot, no.
Again, when you look at it, takes a long time for the legs to start to appear on this. You can see that coating around the glass. But
it really does.
And it's taking a wee while for that just to coat.
Here they go now.
Where we are.
There are loads and loads of little ones when they'll start coming. But
yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
But this one on the nose, again, I'll leave it with you at the moment. We'll just nose it. And we'll say at this point, Slange and happy birthday, Rosebank.
Happy birthday, Rosebank.
Here's to many more birthdays and many more drams. And here's to
cheers to that too.
First whiskey, which will be a year, just over a year away. We should be able to take our new make spirit out of the cask and it will be whiskey because that'll be its year and a day up that we need to get its 3 years and a day. I can't see us bottling it at that stage. I don't think that'll be the case, but we will have our first whiskey by then. So that'll be really interesting. So this is, again, these are all available on the whiskey tour, whether they do revered or we're now going to be adding this to our rekindled tours. There's going to be different drams that are fitted in there. So that 32-year-old will come into that rekindled tour. So there is opportunities, but there's also, we've got, you're able to come in and taste a dram now. So we never used to do that before. You can come in and just do a taste and you don't need to do a tour. So they can come in and do that. And you can get a dram of Rosebank for about 30 quid. So you're getting an exceptional dram for £30. I think if you're going to the wheat sheaf in the town and you asked for a flora and fauna, you would get a flora and fauna for about 30 quid for a dram. You're actually going to be able to get a 32-year-old for about the same kind of money in at Rosebank. So I think that's a great offer. I think there's a lot of folk who'll take that up. But anyway, let's nose this.
I'm finding that quite different from the last one. That's surprising, isn't it?
What you might. That's why I thought I'd just leave it with you to nose this compared to where you were before, and just compare what you put in your notes the first time as to where you are with this. Then I'll tell you where I'm going with it.
No, that really is quite different. I'm surprised.
The first thing I pick up is the white grapes. And the licorice.
Licorice.
I know you're a licorice man. I know you like your licorice, so.
I do like a piece of licorice. I do. Yes, I do.
And that's the overwhelming part that hits me first, is that hint of licorice that's here. The grapes.
Is that what I'm smelling? I was thinking it was kind of a wee bit kind of linseedy.
Well,
I was thinking, but I could be mistaking that for licorice. Possibly.
You pick up a wee bit of vanilla in there as well. And I suppose maybe me spending so much time in the distillery and opening these washbacks and nosing it, I really pick up what I get out of the washbacks, and this one really hits us with that. So I'm getting that fruitiness that's in there. It's quite fruity.
It is quite fruity, yes.
Mostly pineapple more than anything else, tropically wise.
I'll go with that.
Wee hint of vanilla custard as well. So.
That's right.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely.
Well, that's nice, huh?
I tell you what else.
Quite
Tell you what else I get in there is that
coming in.
That burnt maple syrupy. See when you have your pancakes and they pour that maple syrup out?
Aye. Maybe that's what I'm smelling, and I'm thinking I'm calling it linseed. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's maple. I know. I see what you're saying. Yes.
This is honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Now we only bottled 650 bottles of these, Clark, so it is very exclusive.
Oh, it is. Oh.
And I think we must have maybe about 150 left. I think maybe if we're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time on the nose with this one. There's so much in that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not particularly complex or complicated.
No.
But there is a lot there. The more and more you nose it, the more and more little things just pop out at you. Right, we get a wee taste of this slange, mate.
I'm keen to have a sniff once I've had a taste. But we'll have a taste anyway.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Wow. Just in a wee draw in. When I drew it in, the minty freshness hits you.
Again.
It's the light pepperiness, that white pepperiness.
It's
minty.
Similar.
That is
similar to the last one, but you know it's not the same whiskey.
No.
For a year of a difference, with the same strength, in the same kind of cask.
This is a really well balanced dram, Clark. It's a lot longer than the previous one.
Yes.
And you get that lovely balance of subtle kind of floral notes.
You're still getting that pepperiness on the finish that you had last time as well.
Yes, yep, definitely.
Warm, gingery. Nice.
Also, I'm picking up a bit of citrusy lemon in there. This tastes like a whiskey. If you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean by that? Aye. Well, there's some drams that you have, but there's others that when I first had a whiskey, when I wasn't into whiskies at all and I didn't like it, you would drink it and you know you were having whiskey. You go, that's whiskey. Whereas now I like that. I love that part of it. And when I have a dram, I quite like when I taste it and I go, oh, that's whiskey. It's got that, and I don't know how to describe that. That's just a kind of a sharpism, I suppose, in the way I see things.
I kind of know what you're saying. You don't get that. See if you have a slug of bourbon, you didn't go.
Yep.
You go that's bourbon. You don't go that's whiskey. It's got a different. And I know what you're saying.
Oh,
it's nice.
Wow. It's that bit that I was saying, that long, kind of rich, balanced, subtle whiskey flavour taste that I've got, along with those floral notes on the finish. It's lovely. I get a wee bit of lemon from there. It's so fruity.
Yeah, yeah. It is very pretty. Do we taste that kind of biscuity kind of that we had before in the last one as well?
Yeah. Now, I don't know how I score this compared to the last one.
Well, I don't want to be controversial here, by any manner of means, but I think I slightly preferred the last one.
The first one. No. Do you know, and the funny thing is, I had a conversation today when I was in at the distillery. I wasn't working, but I popped in to pick some stuff up. And many of the folk had said they prefer, actually, a lot of them prefer the 31-year-old to the 32. And they all said the same kind of thing, that this is a lovely dram, it's a fantastic dram.
It is.
But they prefer the 31, 32 to the distillery edition. And that's fair enough. I mean, it's each to their own and what they like.
It is. That's right.
So for me, I would agree with you. I actually preferred the 32-year-old to this one.
I can't really tell you why. But
my score, though, is only going to be like 1 point, the difference between the two.
Well, that's right.
I mean, negligible. Right. It's not like you've got. It's not like I'm giving this an 80 compared to a 96 in the last one. This is going to be 94, 95 compared to 96 in the last one. And it's really down to that personal taste that we have. This one too has still got that little bit of saltiness, and I've left a wee drop in my glass to go and add my drop of water.
Of course. I need to do the same myself then.
To see if that has made any difference. So I've left a wee drop there, and I've added water to it.
Try to just get one drop.
Yeah.
Just the one drop. Come on.
It becomes a wee bit more vanilla on the nose. More of that custard.
Oh, it has. That's quite different.
And again, it goes back to that green apple, that fresh.
Yeah, this is probably a bit more dilute than the last one was, because I think I drank more of the last one before I had the water to it.
I like it. It's lovely and fresh, Clark. It's become fresh like the first one did.
I prefer the smell now. I prefer the nose to that.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. And again, now the legs on it, with that wee drop of water, all of a sudden it's made that viscosity change, and it's now running really well. It just looks like a lovely. It's coating the glass.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I think I'm only going to get one taste out of this, and it'll be gone. Got to make sure I get a good taste of it.
It comes a lot lighter. I'm picking up a wee hint of peach.
I think that's better with a wee spot of water.
Just softens it out, doesn't it? It becomes completely mellow. It's a lovely, lovely dram like that.
That is nicer with a wee drop of water. That brings it more comparable with the last one, I think. Just put a wee bit of water.
To be fair, I think I would end up scoring them both exactly the same. Having had that little bit of water to that one, I think that brings it.
It does.
Before it was just slightly below. That wee bit of water has just lifted it.
It does. It does. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. That brings it up a bit, I think. I'll need to take a note of that. So I was scoring at a 95, but I think when you put a spot of water, there you go. Right, so I've scored it from my original tasting, right? And so it's a 95, the way it was, but with a drop of water.
We're coming back, Clark. I don't know what happened there. Obviously,
You're back now. You disappeared.
You've disappeared, but I can see you're still sitting there.
I'm still sitting here. Now, did you hear what I was saying? I said that I'd scored at 95, but with a spot of water, you can bring that up.
Aye, no, I think that little bit of water just lifted it. I would completely agree with you on that, mate.
Aye, it makes it comparable with the last one, I think, when you put a wee spot of water in it. But just the way that it came in the glass, the other one was slightly better.
Yep.
So
that's us.
That was bro.
That was a delightful half hour.
It was. I have to admit, it certainly was.
So I can't wait till the second birthday.
Me neither. Aye.
So we'll bid our farewells from the tasting bothy, where whiskey tells a story, and we just tag along for the ride, because it's a wonderful story. That's a wonderful story at Rosebank. To think that it closed back in 1993. It wasn't even mothballed because it was closed completely.
Right.
The stills get stolen. Ian MacLeod Distillers buy the distillery back in 2017, bring back in the 3 stills, triple distill whiskey again, manage to buy back legacy stock, create this wonderful whiskey that you and I have done tonight, and the story continues, and we carry on with a new story to tell moving forward. So just fabulous.
Yeah.
Very exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
So until we see everybody back in the tasting bothy again, we'll wish them all a farewell, a fond farewell from the 2 of us to yourselves. Have a great week, lads. Gordon, Tony, whatever he's up to, and we will catch up with you again in the tasting bothy next week. And we've got next week, I don't think it will happen, but in the next couple of weeks, we've got Cliff Mann back with us again, who has got some for us to try. So it'll be great. So thanks very much, Gordon. Thanks very much, Tony. We will speak to you all again soon. Cheers now.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.